Welcome to Virtual Coffee with Dawn Rickabaugh, the Note Queen, where we talk about owner financing and notes. Financial solutions, one mom and pop to another.
All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Virtual Coffee, Anything Owner Financing and Notes. I'm your host, Dawn Rickabaugh, and my site is notequeen.com.
This is from Carl Randall, and I see he's on the line. Feel free to speak up, Carl.
I want to talk to Carl. I do a lot better with
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. So, hey,
Yeah.
welcome. So, where are you? Where are you? Birmingham or where? Where are you?
I'm in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, fantastic. And tell us your background a little bit, will you?
Okay, I'm not one of the experts, that's for sure. I'm a real estate agent, but I've got some background in investing. I've done some wholesaling and a few lease options, and grew up in the industry. Though my family had houses and apartment buildings, and my brother and I were the free labor and all that kind of stuff. But I recently, started to educate myself on doing note financing or, creating notes. And that's a part of the business I want to move into.
So, I love the fact that you're an agent, because more agents need to be educated so they know how to be deal creators instead of deal killers. Too many agents, sadly, are deal killers because they won't stretch their minds, to learn different ways to put a deal together. Because you're the type of agent, because you're having this conversation right now, you could help any number of your clients create financial solutions that nobody else will be able to counsel them on. Usually not their attorney, not their CPA, not the title company. If the agent doesn't even know to ask certain questions and to, provide certain data to their clients, they just never get it, So I'm really happy that you're on the call, because I want more of you everywhere working. So let's take a real life example, because in the context of an anecdote is a story. It's a lot easier to get your head around it. So you're going, gosh, if I have to stay at 8%, how am I going to make some money? So let's take a real life deal that's like typical, or something that would be logical in your market.
Okay. You want me to provide an example?
Yeah, because I don't live in Huntsville.
Oh, okay.
I'm over in Carson City, Nevada.
Okay. Yeah. And, well, let's say like a lot of our houses here, the average, I'd say, and obviously it's nowhere near like California or anything like that, the average house here, or the median sales prices in the 170s, the 180s. But if you go to the lower end, where a lot of the where I think the seller finance opportunity is a little bit better. Now you're talking in the 50 and 60,000 range. And and my thinking was, and as a matter of fact, I have someone thinking over it right now, a seller who they own the house outright. They don't have any mortgage on or anything, and they're actually considering selling me the house for $70,000 with they're taking $7,000 down and no interest. And
nice.
My thought is to then turn around and sell it to someone for owner financing, because most of the folks and really the lenders don't really lend in this area, because usually they and I'm not saying they're redlining it or anything, because there are mortgages going on, but a lot of the folks there can't qualify. But I do have a licensed RMLO who can make sure they have the ability to pay and all that type of thing.
There you go.
But I'm thinking, okay, 8% is the limit. So if I create a 7.9% note, like just to make sure I'm not getting in trouble with Alabama, would that be a note? If I created a note like that, is it then later on or whatever, is it a marketable note? I guess.
Okay, there's always a market. It's just how painful do you want it to be to sell is what really your question is, right?
Right.
How do I sell it without wanting to,
I mean, I'm actually thinking about keeping the note. I'm actually thinking about keeping the note, just for the cash flow. But
well, of course. So is this? So okay, slow down for me, Carl. Okay, because I just want to make sure I understand. So are we talking about you're going to buy it for $70,000 with $7,000 down, and then what's your 0%? What's the monthly payment? I need to fill out my sheet.
The monthly payment on this one is going to be $186.
That's your payment to the seller,
right?
And what's the as is value of that property right now?
The as is or the what we would call the after repair value.
No, right now you're buying.
Right
it.
now,
what is the as is price? What's the value
70.
right now?
They're looking for 70 for it.
I know they want 70, but if they put it on the market, would it sell for 70?
Yes, it would sell for 70 because it's actually worth about 86.
Okay, so it's worth 86 even in its present condition.
Yes, it's in good condition.
Oh, so it doesn't need a lot of rehab then? Just light cosmetic-y kind of things?
Light cosmetic, that's it.
Nice. Okay, so we already know you're in the black, right? I mean, you're good to go. You're not. Sometimes people want what they want, and you get seller financing like with 0%, which is phenomenal, because they want more than a property is actually worth. But in this case, you're getting it. I think that's a strong as is value right there. You already have equity the minute you close escrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you only had. And are you going to live there? No.
I'm going to sell it. I'm going to.
Okay. Well, okay, good, perfect. So then you're going to put $7,000 down, $10,000 on a non-owner occupied. That's phenomenal for you. 0%. That is another phenomenal for you. And when you're the buyer, it's a different set of terms that you want than when you're the seller, right?
Right.
So fantastic. I know there's people listening here. They're going to go, how did he do that? How did he get 0%? How did that even happen? Did you even have to ask, or did they just offer, or how did that even go?
No, they had a for sale by owner sign out in front, and it's the daughter. She inherited the house. Her mother, passing, and the house was in great condition. And I asked her. I called her and just said, hey, would you take a down payment and the balance in monthly payments? And she said, yeah, I just want to be, I just want to kind of be done with it.
Right. So you had a really motivated seller. That's fantastic. Yeah. And you just asked. You didn't even say, will you take 0%? You say, can you just take the rest, in monthly payments?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so then if I take 63,000 divided by 186. Well, you got almost 30 years. Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
Isn't that a 30? I mean, that's 339 almost payments. How did you come up with 186? That is an odd number.
No, when I did the 180, we just kind of ran off the number, but it's actually 175 because I told you 360 months.
Oh, right. So you got. Oh my gosh. So as a buyer, ladies and gentlemen, this is the example of the kind of terms that you want as a successful buyer. And here's a guy, he's an agent. He's not going around trying to get a listing. He's seeing a bigger opportunity to just take this thing down. Okay, I'm going to give you, I'm going to knight you. Can you just bend down? I've got my sword right here. Okay, this is awesome, and it's solving the problem, right? Yeah. You're not going to charge her a commission. Are you going to charge her a commission too?
No, no.
No. Okay, good. So it's good for her. She solved the problem quick, right? And she gets some money now, and she knows that, and she's going to get her $175 a month. So fantastic. All right. Yeah. So number one, kudos there. So. Now, if you turn it around and sell it, you bought it at 70, so the real juice for you is in the cash flow. That is where the juice, right? So
okay.
you're not going to sell the note. You can't even, because the balance on the underlying is never going to be, it's not going to be big enough of a spread, and that would be a really poor use of this phenomenal deal you just put together. Okay, so let's explore those numbers, and then let's see, gosh, how can I make a spread if I can only make 8%? I mean, let's just run this number to see how bad we should feel for you, Carl, because you can only charge 7.9% when you got really seriously. No, I'm just really thrilled. I love hearing these stories. You're doing fantastic. So now you're going to are you going to do the cosmetic or sell it as is to the next person?
I'm going to sell it as is, because it looks decent enough. I mean, it looks great.
Right. So. And there's a lot of people, they would rather have a deal and get to choose their own paint and carpet than have to pay $10,000 more, right? So anyway, so what are you gonna sell it for?
Well, like I said, the after repair value is about 86. So I was thinking about selling it at 86.
Okay.
I could always go a little higher if I wanted to, maybe about another 5%. But I mean, I think I'm getting it at 70 or 63, and if I can, get a down payment maybe of 10 or 12. I'm not sure of what I need to do. I haven't done all that math yet, because, I literally just talked to the lady about an hour ago, and hadn't really done my numbers yet. But I'm thinking, wait, 85.
You mean with the seller?
Right.
Well, all I'm going to say is you go get that in writing right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the rest of these numbers to know that is a killer deal. I mean, that is you'd have to be brain dead not to go and grab that no matter what, right?
Yeah, well, let's see. She's at work.
I don't know why you're sitting here on this call right now.
She's at work.
Oh. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, do you think it's realistic? Can you get 10% plus down payment? Let's just say, could you get 8,600? So. Do you think? No, more is better. So back to the concept. What makes a good note? The most important factor, besides that the property's actually worth 86. You're not saying it's not worth 50 and you're selling it for 86 to someone who's, unsophisticated. It's actually worth it. So it's a solid deal. You are setting this buyer up for success. In addition, you're offering financing, which is a phenomenal feature, a phenomenal accessory, or what is it the realtors say? It's the stuff it's an A word of all the amenities. Amenities, right?
Yeah.
Solid financing is one of the most powerful amenities in beefing up the value of a property, because you're taking someone who can't get a bank loan, or maybe they can, but they don't want to. I'm guessing they can't, right? But if they've saved enough at least 10% down, and they don't have horrible credit, I would run it. It's nice if it's above 600, but some buyers, let's just face it, don't have a credit. Everything's cash, right? Or whatever. And they can be some of your best payers of all time. So you don't need to look, but I would just run it anyway, right? You can have them fill out a 1003, have the RLMO, do all that whole bit, just so you cover yourself. But then, so let's just say you get 8,600 down. What's that going to leave us? And if anyone else wants to, ask questions of Carl while we're running these numbers, or just say, hey, feel free. So 77.4.
Don.
Yeah. Who's it?
It's Amy Fine.
Amy, hi.
Hey. I'm the numbers. I'm the numbers lady. So, if he buys it for $70,000, he puts $7,000 down. That's $63,000 left, right? With 360 payments for 0 interest. I get $175 monthly payment. Am I doing that right?
Yep, yeah, you are. Exactly.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, so you can throw that into the financial calculator, but in this case with 0%, all you do is divide, 63,000 divided by 360 payments, or, so. But isn't that great? Don't you just love that?
Yeah, I did that in Minneapolis a few weeks ago. I told the agent that, this is what I'm offering the seller. I'm offering, $10,000 up front and then a monthly payment of whatever it was, like $1,300.
Right. So they're getting
$33.33 per month. Yeah, exactly. And he's like, okay. And he didn't actually catch the no interest thing. He didn't catch it. But he's like, I'll make the offer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it usually has to, come up at some point, but sometimes people don't care. Like,
yeah,
you can't assume that some people just say, hey, I need the sale to happen right now or yesterday. I need some money now, and some money per month is good. And they get their price and they don't think about it or they don't care. I mean, even people who are sophisticated will offer 0%. It's not like, you're taking advantage of someone who doesn't know. Because they have other objectives that they're trying to meet. So it never hurts to ask for it, right?
Just like Carl's example, it's perfect.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Carl, we got a note of 77.4. And I plugged in a 7.9%. And if you guys don't have a financial calculator, get one now. Go over to End-of-Day Development and download. I use on my iPhone all the time. So go ahead and get that. It's like $6 or something. End-of-Day Development HP 10B2. Okay, make sure you know how to run a financial calculator. It's a basic life skill that everyone should have. All right, so then what's this person that's going to move into this house? Carl, let me just back up. What would this house rent for?
I didn't check that, but in that area, it's normally around 52% of the value of the house. So, let me see. Sorry. Got to get to my calculator here.
There you go.
86. Well, I don't know the square footage. I'm sorry. 52% of the square footage. The house is 1,300 times 0.52. So about $676. About $675. $650.
Okay, so it would rent for $675. Okay, right. So we know that most people are going to afford that. So someone who's going to own, our objective would be to get as close to, like number one, they don't want to lose their down payment, their $8,600 or $10,000 or $15,000, whatever they put down. Number two, they can't rent for cheaper anywhere else. So what so what can these people afford, do you think, per month? PITI.
I'm sorry. Let me see. I just had it up. Go back here. I use Zillow has an app for mortgages. You're talking about?
No, I just want to know this person, this person you're creating who's going to buy this house from you after you buy it, right? Mm-hmm. So what can they afford per month? What's a likely, how much do they have for, their
I'll tell you that housing. Typically, and that 675 seems a little low because you can normally get about 700 to 800 in that area. I just did the square footage, but
all right. So I'm going to take 800. They can afford 800.
Yeah.
And then what? And then we're going to subtract out taxes and insurance.
Okay.
All right. So how much are Just give me a ballpark number. This is just for illustration.
Roughly, property taxes would be roughly $82 a month.
How about homeowners insurance?
A month, 66.
Okay, so we're just going to say $150 for taxes and insurance. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, yeah. So then that leaves $650 a month for P&I, right? Principal and interest?
Right.
Okay, so now I'm going to take, that's a great number, right? For this asset class, and it's a good deal for them. They're getting into a home. They don't have to qualify for bank financing. They have stability for their family, future wealth building. Let's see what the numbers turn out for you. So if you turn this around and we put in $650 because I've got $77,400 in PV, right? Present value or loan amount.
Right.
I've got 7.9 in the interest, and I've got 360 because I'm assuming we just want to match your underlying, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so oh my gosh, so that seems like no. If they do that, no 360. Actually, 7.9. I'm trying to get that to work. 360. Well, yeah, they'll actually amortize it more quickly. Okay, I'm just trying to put this. So I'm putting, and then, so basically that's 233. So you could easily go 240 on this, right?
Right.
But then you'd have to pay down the other one quicker too. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want their loan to you to get ahead of the loan that you owe.
To get ahead of me,
technically, right? So technically, you're gonna, you would have a servicer, right?
Yes, I'm going to use a service. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So everyone will keep track, and they'll make sure that the payment that's coming into you from your borrower, then they pay the underlying, and that gets going, and then you get your difference. So basically, even if we even keep it lower, let's just keep it at the 360. Their payment, so now we know they can easily afford it, would be $562.55. So here you have a situation where you are making ownership cheaper than renting. So that's another protection for you. And so what do you get? If you keep it at $562 and you only owe, you're not going to have taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, anything. You're just the lender at this point, right? So, and you're paying $175. So, oh my gosh, you're only going to get $387.55 passive income. I wonder if there's any way to make money on this deal.
I don't know.
But it's not in selling the paper. This is just keeping the cash flow. This is so rich, right? So $387.55 times 360, there's $139,517. Almost $140,000 that you just created out of thin air, and you only got 7 in it, right? So so 7,000 divided by 387, in the first 18 months, you got all your money back, not counting some closing costs. I know there's other things. But really, inside of 2 years, you got all your money back. And then for the next 28 years, you've got 387 times 12. You've got $4,600 coming in, just hassle-free, and plus you did a service for the seller and for the buyer. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That is awesome.
Step and repeat. And, what do you like to do for fun? Because you're going to be doing a lot of it.
You've been listening to Virtual Coffee with Dawn Rickabaugh. For more, please visit notequeen.com.